change management and how this change management can help in your hospital setup. So today we are going to talk about this change management for your hospital setup in much more detail, and we'll be talking with an expert guest also. But before that, if you are new to this channel, please subscribe to this channel where I talk about various aspects related to growing your hospital setup and hospital business. So if you are not subscribed, please subscribe to this channel. My name is Dr. Nitin, and I help hospitals to grow their hospital practice. And today we are going to talk about change management for the hospitals. So let's first understand what are the benefits of the change management in the hospital setup. Change management process can help you improve patient care and satisfaction. It can help you in enhance operational efficiency. It can help you in better adoption to evolving healthcare regulations. It will also assist you in increased staff engagement and boosting their morale. It is also effective in utilization of resources which are very limited in hospital setup, particularly if you have a small hospital setup or maybe you are just a beginner. It also helps in reduce resistance to technology adoption. It will also help you to enhance communication and collaboration among different healthcare teams within your and outside your hospital setup. It also provides greater financial stability and accountability. It helps in streamlining the processes and workflows in your hospital setup. At the same time, it helps in improved risk management and patient safety. So these are the some of the benefits that can help a hospital with the help of change management process. So let's get started with today's session with our guest. And today we have a very special guest with us. I welcome Pushpalata Chaurey, who is a skill development consultant. She is an international coach, trainer, and mentor, and she is associate coach at Reskills Business, and she is also channel partner at Guru Schools. She is a excellent psychometric analysis profiling expert, and she is a public speaker also. So I welcome you, Pushpalata, to this today's session.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Nitin, for inviting me.
Yeah, and not only that, apart from her expertise, she is also a recipient of Sabla Nari Women Rising Award 2023. Congratulations, Pushpalata, for that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, so Pushpalata, we are going to talk about how change management can help hospital businesses in India. So to begin with, Pushpalata, can you tell us what is the change management?
So, change management is a systematic approach which helps transitioning individuals, team, and organization from their current state to desired future state that they are looking for. And it also involves planning, implementing, and monitoring changes to achieve successful outcome, while it also help you minimize resistance and maximize employee engagement.
Okay. So what I understand, in say, let's say in a hospital setup, that hospital want to maybe include new services, or they want to maybe
Yes.
expand into new city, or maybe they want to scale up their business. Can this change management help in this kind of hospital like processes?
Absolutely, because it will, when they are ready to adapt to any change, and when they are moving or they are establishing their practice to some other place which they might not be so aware of, or they are not able to understand the tradition and everything. But if they are adaptable, they know what changes to be implemented, it will make the process very easy for them.
Okay, okay, fine. And can you tell us what are the principles which comes related to change management?
Well, talking about principle, the first thing that it should include is the shared vision and engaging and empowering the employees, because no business, no organization can run on one person's shoulder. And if you're not involving your employees, if you're not engaging them in daily decision making, which is really important. And the communication has to be very, very transparent and effective, because this industry is such that any miscommunication, even it is a very, very minor, but it can make a lot of difference, and it can cause maybe some issues also. So anticipating and addressing resistance and ensuring that the sustained support from the leadership, because that is what every employee and looks for, that what leadership is looking for, and that leadership's you can say it's a responsibility, that what their vision is, they should share it with them, so that they will get what really uh, they are looking forward for, what they want to achieve, and they will it will create a sense of ownership for them. So this is very important, and these principles, when you follow, it will help guide the process to manage change in a structured and people centric manner.
Okay.
That is how it will help the hospitals or any organization when they start following these kind of principles, basic principles.
Okay, fine, fine. Yeah, so change is definitely a crucial process in any business. And yeah, as you mentioned, it is not only dependent on the business leader or the business owner, all the team
Mm-hmm.
members has to be involved and the employee has to be part of this change management process. So, are there any
Right.
particular strategies related to change management? Maybe if you can contextualize in terms of hospital change management.
The clarity, what the leadership is looking for, what is their vision, what is their mission, and why this change is really required. So, establishing strong support, engaging these stakeholders at all levels. It's not just at the leadership level or middle management or people working at the shop floor, like these other stuff, but also providing them with the adequate resources and training, also communicating transparently. I'm repeating this point because this is very, very important. Otherwise, what happens is just the people are just following, they are coming and they are working just as a duty, and there is no clarity. And as I said, that this industry, the communication is the key. You miss the key, and lot of you can say mishap can happen. So this is very, very important, and fostering a culture of adaptability and continuous improvement, because in today's time it's not just the technological changes, but also the patients that are coming into the hospitals, the kind of cases are coming in, the diseases have changed, the mindset of people have changed, the patients are more aware, or they come up with prior information, maybe wrong, maybe right. So there are a lot of things that needs to be understood. So the culture of adaptability with the rigid mind of leadership or any employee at any level, that is not really going to help. So adaptability and continuous improvement is definitely going to be the key for implementing this strategy.
So, Pushpalata, you bring this very important point. When I also work with doctors, what I see is that they
Mm,
are more concerned or they are more aligned towards the getting the clinical knowledge, and they do not really focus on what's happening on the business side, what's happening on the patient requirement side, or what are the medical legal changes that are happening. So, you brought
correct.
this very important point, and it's very important for hospital setups that they need to be aware about the changes happening in the whole ecosystem and the surrounding around their hospital setups. So, Pushpalata, I'm sure you must have worked with various businesses and hospitals also.
Mm-hmm.
So, can you tell us like
Yes.
why this change management is important in hospital setup, particularly in India?
See, as I said, as you also correctly mentioned, that treating patient doing the different procedures. Technically, obviously, that has to be done. It's a hospital. But how to manage a hospital, that is a different aspect altogether. And these two things need to work in sync. And that will play a very, very important role in adapting change, understanding change, because doctors cannot go and keep on talking to the staff and getting different things done. Their role is to treat the patient, to do the surgeries and whatever the other responsibilities, but managing the hospital and what kind of changes it is required, and letting the entire staff at all level to adapt to that is very, very important. Because in the dynamic landscape of healthcare, where innovation and advancement are constant, and when we are in this era where we are standing today, technological changes are happening every single day. Every single day we wake up to so many changes happening. Something new is coming, some new technology, some new procedures, some new process, and it is happening all over. So how much we have to keep ourselves abreast with. So change management, it's a beacon to the guiding hospital through the transformative waves of progress. And why it is essential? Because we need to adopt to the evolving technology. Hospitals are at the forefront of technological evolutions, you see. And from embracing electronic health record to implementing cutting edge medical equipment, change management ensures that healthcare professionals seamlessly integrate these technologies to their workflow, optimizing patient care and treatment outcome. Second point is that alignment of progressive healthcare practices. As medical practices evolve to meet the latest standards, the evidence-based methodology change management become the compass steering hospitals towards modernization. Its facilities, the adaptation of best practices that ensures the patient care remains not only the current, but also the elevated to the new levels of excellence. Third point to mention is the navigating regulatory complexity, because there are a lot of regulatory aspects also need to be taken care. So the healthcare industry is subject to the labyrinth of regulatory requirements. So that's where the change management comes, because it helps hospital to stay compliant with ever evolving healthcare regulation. It helps the leadership to make sure that they not only meet the standards, but also operate ethically and responsibly, which is very, very important, because once your trust is broken, it is very, very difficult to gain that back. And this industry is based on it. One small crack and people get very, very, uh, start thinking twice
Yeah, it
whether to go
damages
to
their
the same
brand
place or not.
reputation. Yeah.
Correct. So that is very important. And next point is minimizing disruption in patient care. See, that's what I was talking about. Patient entrust hospital with their well-being. They just come and they just give themselves to the hospitals and doctors. And their only expectation is, when I'm out from here, I'm through this illness. I will not have this anymore. Correct? So with that belief, they come. And any disruption in healthcare service can be critical. So change management, when executed effectively, it minimizes disruption, allowing for seamless transition between old and new practices. So we cannot just go on what has been happening 20 is too long a period nowadays. Even 3 years, 5 years back, whatever practices we had been doing, we have to look and change what is really needed. So patient care remains on the top priority, undisturbed by the wind of changes. Next comes the boosting employee morale and engagement. We have seen the tough time the employees have been through from this industry. It has been the most difficult time for them. But the kind of um, uh, the kind of engagement, the involvement, and initiative they have taken in that period has given altogether a very, very different reputation, very, very different, image of this industry. So healthcare professionals operate in high risk and high stake environment, and the prospect of change can sometimes be met with resistance because they feel they everyone, this is for everyone. Once we are doing something in regular manner, in a routine, any small change, people are always go for resistance. So how do we get that, so change management strategies rooted in transparent communication and engaging collaboration help boost employee morale, and then the adaptability and the engagement, so which will have the overall success of the hospital, and it will lead to enhancing overall effectiveness and efficiency, because hospitals, when they embrace change strategically, position themselves for improved efficiency and sustained, they will obviously have the success that they are looking for. So if I have to summarize this, why, and how we can do this, change management, it's, for the industry, any industry, we should not just take is that it's just a buzzword. People say, oh yes, now this isn't trend or something. No, change management is going to be there forever. It's not just a buzzword for any kind of industry or hospitals. It's an indispensable tool for navigating the complexity of modern healthcare. Hospitals that embrace the change with foresight, empathy, and commitment to continuous improvement are better equipped to provide high quality care, adapt to industry change, and thrive in the ever evolving landscape of healthcare delivery.
So thank you, Pushpalata, for sharing your insights in such a detailed manner. But still, like I am also a medical professional, so I understand that
Mm-hmm.
change management is something very new concept for many doctors and hospitals. So
Correct.
can you guide us, like how this change management process happens, or what are the steps that can be done under this, so that we can get a high level overview, like how this works.
Right. So, to implement this, or let me tell you in brief, what are these steps that are involved? The first thing is identifying the need for change, whether the change is really needed or not. So the need analysis should be done. Once you find, and you also need to be find that entire thing need to be changed, or very small change is required, or in one particular department, so in which area, where, and why it is required. And not to forget that by making this change, is it really going to bring some growth or some improvement? Not really in terms of only monetary benefit or financial benefit, but is that going to improve in what? Tangible or non-tangible, whatever it is. What kind of change, positive change, is it going to bring? So why and where and which place and when it needs to be done, and then comes the how. So once you know this, then the planning and designing the change. So what activities need to be done? Do we need some change in the setup? Do we need some change in shift timings, or anything that has been found out in the need analysis? So establishing proper team, assigning the authority or assigning the person for carrying out this entire process. Then comes engaging the key stakeholders, sorry, engaging key stakeholders, because if they are not engaged, if they are not, they don't believe in the change that you're going to bring. So that communication of the change, that's the next point. Communicating the change, because they should believe, everyone who's going to go through this process of change, they should be having the faith that yes, this is going to bring this particular change and it is for the good of my organization, my hospital. And then definitely comes the implementing the change. After implementing the change, you should not just forget about it. It requires monitoring and evaluating the change after a certain period of time. And it should be on ongoing basis, because if you stop, you will not come to know what the result that you were looking for, whether it has created that change, whether you have achieved the result that you were looking for or not. So monitoring and evaluating is a very, very important process after the implementation. And last but not the least is sustaining the change through continuous improvement. It's not that just you are done once and then there is no change required. So maybe not immediate, maybe after 5 years, 10 years, but that needs to be a continuous improvement after a certain period of time. So these are the few steps which needs to be followed to develop or go through any change management process.
Thank you for clarifying the steps in details. So, you also mentioned about the impact of change management in the hospital. So it can be in terms of financial or monetary, or it can be some intangible impacts also. So thank you for clarifying that also. And just for the sake of our audience clarification, stakeholders in the hospital setup, it will include the hospital business owners, hospital staff or employees, hospital board members, investors, and even customers also. So all the support systems
the
related
patients
to
also, yes.
become part of the stakeholders, hospital setups.
Correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Pushpalata, can you tell us, like, if somebody say takes this kind of initiative in their hospital setup, what kind of challenges they can face when they start this change management process? What kind of challenges they can experience?
The first and foremost challenge is the resistance from the staff. And it's not necessary that it should be from the shop floor, or it can be from anyone, and from any level, from your leadership to middle management to anyone. So that is the first challenge. So when the leadership or the management is deciding for bringing out some change, the first thing they should consider is what kind of resistance and from where the resistance can be faced. So they'll be prepared to how to solve this. So, and the second thing is lack of awareness or understanding the need of change, which is the first step. As I mentioned in the earlier discussion, that the first thing is understanding why we need this change. So if you're not aware of this and you do not have proper understanding of this, that the change can, managing the change can become a challenge for you. Next, you have to look for the resources. Do you have the resources that are required, or there is a resource constraint? So if you do not have proper resources, then there's going to be another challenge. And the complexity of the healthcare regulation. Because whatever change you are planning to bring, you will also have to see whether it follows or it complies to the regulations or not. Additionally, talking about other things is that fast-paced nature of healthcare can make it challenging to implement changes without disrupting any daily operations. You cannot stop everything and do the change. So how you can, because every minute or every second rather in this industry is critical, right? Not a single minute can be really wasted. So it's really very fast paced. So how to bring without um, making stop any daily operations. So these are the challenges hospitals can face to bring about the changes that they are looking into.
Thank you for highlighting this kind of challenges in the process. Uh,
Mhm.
so I'm sure this is a very valuable initiative or project that any hospital can take, which will help them to make that change without any like long-term impact or any short-term impact. But do you
Mhm.
think are there any like limitations to this change management process?
Limitations, I can see three main things. One is unpredictable nature of healthcare, because you may decide to bring about some change maybe next week, but some emergency can come up, some maybe some kind of storm or some kind of something major can happen, and you cannot just go through the change immediately. You will need to focus on the emergency that has come in front of you. So that is the unpredictable nature of this industry. So that is one limitation. And so that is where, so when you're designing this strategy or when you're planning to have this, you will have to consider this aspect as well, that what if something comes up, or you have started the process of change, uh, and suddenly something comes up, some outbreak or something. So you will have to attend to that first. So so the management or the committee who has been assigned this responsibility will have to consider this aspects also, so that once that emergency is over, it should be carried out again in a natural way. So these aspect needs to be considered. One, so that is the first limitation that I see. Second is, of course, the resistance from entrenched traditions and practices, because the mindset of doctors or the practitioners is very different from the other industry verticals. So the kind of practices has been happening. mm, Changing that frame of mind is little challenging. So yes, that second limitation. And the potential external factors, nothing as economic, the kind of financials that would be required, or the regulatory changes. So these few things can be a limitation, and if not handled in proper way, it can really impact the success of change initiative.
So, Pushpalata, I have one question to this. So, when you are working
Mhm.
with your clients or your customers, uh, have you noticed any difference with the approach, particularly with relevance to the age of the client? I mean, the business owner, whether they are from young generation or from the older generation, do you see any
Hmm.
differences in their approach with respect to the change management?
Oh yes, there is lot of difference, and that's where, because there's so much difference in the thought process of two generations. Millennials, Gen Z, and the nomenclature we can just leave it. But the difference between the thought process, that is one more point that create a lot of resistance, because new people want to do it in a different way, with a lot of use of technology, where the older generation has different practices. and the approach, and they are looking, the young people, they are looking for a lot of other facilities, the time, and so-called work-life balance as well, where in this industry, in the healthcare industry, that is very, very difficult to get the work-life balance. But now the generation that has come up, so these kind of small things, but yes, approach to providing the best of the cure, best of the facility, that's where they definitely, I find them on the common ground. So that's a good thing. And that's why they are every nowadays major healthcare, or major hospitals, or even small clinics are looking for adapting to the changes that can give a better environment and better experience to the patient. So this is a good news, you can say.
Okay. Yeah, I completely
Yeah,
agree with you. Patient is the core of any healthcare business, and
correct.
that's what like any doctor or hospital owner or investor should focus on, providing excellent patient care. So, Pushpalata, can you tell us who are the people, or if I want to rephrase it, uh, which are the hospitals, or which should go for this kind of change management process? Or can you give us some examples where, in which kind of scenario the hospital should take up, definitely should take up this kind of change management process?
See, I cannot specify for this particular reason you have to change, or there are no particular reason. You need to, as I said, the vision. What is the vision of your hospital? What is, why have you set up this hospital? What you really wanted to achieve from this? So when you said providing the best experience, or providing the best kind of treatment with best technology and everything, so is it there or not? So are you following your vision, or doing everything what you really wanted to do? So that is what you need to understand, and you need to find out. And so change management should be employed wherever there is a need for significant organizational transformation, or the people, the transformation of individuals. So that is where you want to change some, change the practices that you had been doing for a long time. But now you see, it's, forget about the patients right now, though it is for the patients. But what about, you see, every organization has two kind of customers. One is the internal and the external. For the hospitals, externals, obviously they are the patients coming with a lot of hope, and um, uh, with the hope of cure and a lot of faith. But what about your internal customers? That is your employees, your staff. Okay, so if they are not happy, if they are worn up, I mean, there is wear and tear happening to your employees, they are not getting proper sleep, they are not really happy with the kind of facilities provided in the hospital. These are very small things. So, where and what kind of significant transformation that you're looking in for? So, say for example, you feel that uh, we lack staff, or because of the shift timings, my staff is not really um, able to contribute effectively, and at the same time it is also hampering their own health. So how can they contribute with no stress and with complete focus and concentration to their job? So maybe they change the shift timing, or they increase the staff and train them and provide a good atmosphere, good environment, good facility for their own staff. That itself can bring a lot of change. So you have to understand, every organization need to understand why they really need that change, and whether it be the implementation of new technologies, changes in healthcare policy or shifts in operation process. It is especially crucial during if now we see there are many big hospitals are there, and they either sometimes they merge or sometimes they take over some small hospital, or they develop a chain of hospital. So if you're going for these kind of crucial processes, then system integration on large scale process re-engineering, these are also the areas why you will really need to go for change management, and various aspects of change management will need to be considered.
Okay. Yeah. So thank you for elaborating that. So Pushpalata, I guess you must have working with various customer clients with regards to this change management process. So can you tell us for the audience of this channel, let's say some hospital or some clinic wants to get in touch with you for this change management process. So how you can help those kind of customers? What are the different services that you can provide for this change management process?
Okay, see, as a skill development consultant, trainer, and excellence coach, I can help bring a unique set of tool and strategy to the table. Help them tailored specifically for healthcare industry. So there are some transformative difference that I can help to bring about in the hospitals. That is employee skills and adaptability, empowering healthcare professionals with the right skills at mm, uh, because that's the heart of adapting to the change. So the training programs that I conduct are, they are meticulously designed to not only upgrade technical competencies but also foster adaptability and resilience. And this does not just happen through just the lectures or presentation, but it's through the immersive learning experience. And we ensure that your team is not just ready for the change but embraces it as the opportunity for their professional growth also at their personal level. Second thing is dynamic workshop to overcome resistance, because that's the biggest limitation and biggest challenge any organization will face. So resistance to change, and that's the basic human nature, but it doesn't have to be a roadblock. Correct? I conduct the dynamic workshop that go beyond traditional approaches, addressing to the core of resistance within the hospital team. So these workshops create a space for open dialogue, instill a sense of purpose, because if there is no purpose, then you're just walking blind, and that can lead to a lot of mistakes. So that's the very important part of having this change. So having a purpose, and build a collective commitment to the change journey. We turn resistance into catalyst for positive transformation, so that it can foster the culture of positive innovation. Because even though it's a hospital, innovation is needed in that. Nowadays we have seen the examples where the operations are done by getting the expert advice or expert guidance uh, online, somewhere from some from international expertise. They are guiding uh, online, and the operations are happening in so many hospitals. AI is coming up, artificial intelligence, there are so many other technologies are coming up. So how do we adapt to all this? So this culture is the heartbeat of any organization. So what culture is there? And in the healthcare setting, positive culture is essential. So the kind of mindset we say, right? The kind of mindset or thought that you have, it will create your personality. So the culture that the organization has will create the image and the work environment of that organization. So the coaching services that we provide that extends beyond imparting skills. They cultivate a culture of innovation and positivity by closely working with the leaders. We foster effective communication, resilience, and shared vision that propels the entire organization toward excellence. Uh, to tell you a little more is the leadership coaching for the effective communication, because if leadership is not effective, everybody looks towards the what kind of leadership we have and what our leader is communicating to us. So that is very, very important, and coaching them is one of the aspect. Then tailored strategies for healthcare challenges, because what happens in manufacturing we cannot give to the healthcare, right? So it is tailored strategy that will help them to grow, and uh, uh, it um, it will also help them to face the challenges that we spoke about. Okay, this tailored approach ensures that the strategies resonate with the individual's organization specific organizational DNA, maximizing their effectiveness. So to give you the essence of everything that we have spoke, we don't just offer the set of services, we bring a commitment of transformation so that together we can create a roadmap for the growth of hospitals with a change management journey where each step is an opportunity for growth, innovation, and ultimately the excellence that hospitals are looking for. And I'm looking forward to associate and connect, and you can connect with me for any kind of assistance or any kind of guidance that any hospital or healthcare services are looking forward for. So thank you, Dr. Nitin.
Yeah. So thank you, Pushpalata, for providing such a valuable insights and guidance into the change management and how does it impact the hospital industry. So if you are somebody from hospital setup, or if you are from clinic setup or any healthcare industry, if you're a doctor, please get in touch with Pushpalata Chaurey. I will provide her details in the description section of this video, and you can get in touch with her, uh, utilize her services for the change management process. And if you found this video useful, please give us a like. Let me know in the comment section so that we can understand how this session has helped you. And if you still have any questions, or if you want to know more about change management, please ask the questions in the comment section and we'll be happy to reply to your questions. And
Absolutely.
change management is not just a process, or it's not a fancy term. And it's not just for bigger hospitals or big corporate hospitals. It is even applicable from a individual level to a clinic, to a hospital setup, or a chain of clinic or hospitals. So if you're somebody from this healthcare industry, please utilize this service to grow your hospital business, so that it will not just only impact you to grow, but it will also impact the key stakeholder of your business, that is the patients, the quality of services that you are providing for your patients, the team members and staff or your clinic. And never one of the critical point that Pushpalata ma'am also mentioned is that change always goes hand in hand with the resistance. So if you want to deal with that resistance, you will definitely need a guidance from the expert like Pushpalata. So definitely you get in touch with her, and we will meet again in another episode with another guest speaker talking about different aspects of hospital and healthcare industry. So this is Dr. Nitin signing out. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe to this channel and share this video with your staff members, your team members, and the doctors in your network. So that's all for now. Dr. Nitin signing out.